Okay guys, this next part we are going to talk about is our components of creating expressions and equations. So let's first break down. We have an expression, which is just the part without an equal sign. Okay. And then an equation will have an equal sign. Okay. So expressions do not have an equal sign, equations do. We then also are going to have these things called terms. Okay, so everything in the purple squares are terms. We also have these numbers in front of our variables. And this is our coefficient. Okay, and our coefficient is just telling us it's the number in front of variable. Our variables are going to be the letters. And then the very last thing we have is our constant. And those are just the plain numbers. Okay, so they don't have a variable with them, they are just the numbers. Okay, between each term, you will see an addition or subtraction sign. I guess also an equal sign, but mainly the addition or subtraction is the obvious ones. And then we're going to use those to help us create our expressions. So we have our basic math operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And then we also have the idea of saying equals. So we're going to be using these, and we know what they look like in math, and we know what they mean in words, but this just breaks down all of it. This is available to you on your Teams page under the files for Unit 1. So we have our addition, so add, plus, sum, and all, blah, blah, so on, so on. Subtract, less, less than, minus, subtract, decrease, the difference, how much more, fewer, withdrew, take away. Multiply, we can say the product, multiplied, multiplied by, a multiple of, times. Doubled means it's times 2, tripled, times 3, fourfold, times 4. We can divide, so our quotient, the divide, divided by, divided equally, remainder, and so forth. Half means divide by 2 per each. Those are also great examples. And then equals, equals, equal to, the same as, the same, equivalent. Another common one is the word is. Okay? So we're going to be creating expressions and equations from verbal descriptions. So to do that, we are going to first read the phrase, and then we're going to translate to math. Okay, so pretty straightforward on the steps. We just have to start doing that. So if we have 8 less 3, okay, this less tells me we're subtracting, and we're just going to read it as that. So 8 less 3, boom. And then we have 8 less than 3. Okay, so 8 less than 3 is actually going to be written as 3 minus 8, okay? So this than is a turnaround, which tells us we need to go backwards or flip the two numbers. Some other examples we might have could be the sum of a number and 5, okay? So if we have the sum of a number and 5, we don't know what that number is, so we can say x. We are adding them because it tells us sum, so x plus 5. We could also have the product of 4 and the difference of 8 and a number. Okay, so this one's a little bit more. It has 2 parts to it. So our first part, we have the product of 4 and the difference of 8 and a number. And then we also know we're doing the difference of 8 and a number. Okay, so we are going to be doing 4 times the difference of 8 and a number. So 4 times 8 minus x. You'll go through and continue to practice this on your own, but that is a quick breakdown on writing expressions from verbal descriptions.